I'm going to critique this property, so if you decide to buy, design, or build a property yourself, you won't make the same mistakes. I'm Arvin Haddad. I'm the How to Buy a Mansion guy. Let's watch this one together. Okay, location, prime Lower Bel Air. Sorbonne, Name Street, promontory, unobstructed views. The only other location in LA that would compete as a view property with this location would be Tip of Hillcrest in Beverly Hills, that will have similar amount of, I would say, prestige and would carry similar type of views. Let's look at lot utilization, guys. Look at this. You've got the private driveway, super important in the ultra luxury, but also on the right side of the street. What does that mean? Right side of the street is when you approach the property, when you open the front door, you're towards the view. Sometimes view properties are on the wrong side of the road, meaning you enter from the front door and then you have to turn around to see the view. This is just perfect. Do you know what we call this? This would be a jetliner view. A jetliner view has to drop. It has to be completely unobstructed, okay? And it has to just drop like you're sitting at the cockpit seat of a, airliner.
Beautiful but muggy day. It's a little bit on the humid side. We're in Bel Air and we're going to show you a house that's a competitor to the One.
Okay, this is not a competitor to the One. The location of this property is better than the One. But the One has 105,000 square foot. This has 24,000 square foot. The One sits on, I would say, 3 or 4 acres flat. This is 1 acre flat. Different price points, different properties.
It's beautiful. The
view
is spectacular. I'm so excited to show it to you guys. So come with me as you see this beautiful palazzo entrance.
Okay, the property is called Palazzo, but it doesn't look like any palazzo you've ever seen in Italy. It's a modern architecture. The facade is just really backward looking for this when this property came out. And part of that is because it took the developer 7 years to build it.
As you enter, you can see it's very grand and you get a feel for the scale of the home. All glass elevator.
I am going to go for a ride in that when we go upstairs.
This elevator alone is millions of dollars.
So pay attention to the koi pond behind the elevator. I think one of the things that they really executed well on this property is how comfortably the house sits on the lot. You literally get a humongous backyard, side setbacks from everywhere, perfect approach. And I really like the fact that they've, put a massive koi pond on one side to, because you just have so much yard, you don't really need another yard on this side. So I thought that was a good choice to do. It brings in a little water element to the design. Good decision.
Okay, so this, right now on top, it's a sculpture, which he calls the power of unity. 2 different colors, it's merging together. To him, it shows the mix of people and how everybody is one. We should be together in the house. So this is a sculpture. If you hit the button over here, it takes about a minute, but it's a retractable. I'm gonna wait and show you.
That's a buzzkill. That's not gonna work for a party trick. You can't bring all the guests and just be like, wait. You lost the momentum, man. It needs to go up much faster than this.
It supports 2,500 pounds, the same as the elevator.
Really?
Yeah.
So this is something, Adam, we have never seen in a house before.
Yeah.
And we already know what's in here.
I see a DJ booth.
That's right.
Oh.
If you look down, you can see that door. That's a bank vault.
Okay, there's 3 things that are really interesting about this whole hydraulic system DJ booth. Say first, when you want to bring this up, you actually have to keep your finger on the up button and you can't just let it go. It's not like you push it and then it just comes up. You have to be monitoring this place because someone could fall in, right? So you have to have control over it. The second element, I'm 90% sure the only way to get access to this basement is the hydraulic system. There is no other way to get there. But the whole going up and down a minute, it just, the thieves could come in and they will watch you. They're like, hey, what are you doing? Hey, just wait. We're trying to hide in the basement, right? It's not practical, right? The third funny element is that if you actually try to throw a party, before the party starts, you have to send your DJ down there, and then your DJ has to wait there till the party gets, because you can't bring the DJ up, in the middle of the party and then send him back. He has to just stay there. So he has to have a food with him, maybe a urinal down there somewhere, and just wait for the right moment so you reveal the DJ, which again, not practical.
So you have your own vault, you have your own red wine cellar, and you also have like your own private bunker that you can create for yourself.
Red wine cellar? Like, how inconvenient to go get red wine. You need to have another access to this.
Amazing.
All the AV and the control, the heart of the house is underneath here as well. As you can see, it controls everything.
Oh, this is terrifying.
What?
Look how close that is.
This is so unnecessary. Such a stupid idea. Because you have this bridge central to the great room, right? Where you could have the DJ just set up on that bridge. You don't need this.
So the owner of this property, when he did this house, he has this fantasy of having Cascade come and play 4 a.m., which is one of his favorite songs, which to me is actually one of my favorite songs. You know that song?
Of course.
Okay, so he has this vision of Cascade coming and playing.
Cascade needs to be in prison down there for like 3-4 hours for the party to start. And then you bring him up.
So as you enter in here, you can feel how grand it is, how spacious it is.
Can you guys spot the flaw? I give you guys 3 seconds. 3, 2, 1. The height to width ratio is completely off. It's way too narrow for how high it is. Now, this area has had a humongous effect on the layout of the whole house. It has screwed up so many things in this house that you will find out later in the video. This is the prime real estate of the property. You open the door, you're centered to the view. This is like the heart of the house. And then you've put 2 seating arrangements right next to each other. From now on, I never want you guys to think about a formal living space. Always think of it as an adult entertainment space. You have to give this prime real estate in your house a reason for people to hang out in. If your formal living space is never going to get used, then you might want to cross that out, because either give it functionality or turn it to something else that you can actually use.
This is a home for entertaining. You can see this is the formal living room, but there's all these different sofas and they fit so beautifully. You have
It's
4, almost
so
5
big.
sofas here.
It's so big, but it's cozy big.
Cozy big. That was Freudian. It's too narrow. That's what it is.
It doesn't feel cold like some major houses or massive houses do.
That's one of the special things about this house. It's a modern home.
This is where you would want to hang out. Okay, this is, if anyone wants to sit in this house in the formal living space, this would be it. This is the area where everyone would gravitate to. So that whole seating arrangement right before this was completely useless.
So over here you have this beautiful fireplace. It's dual-sided. This is brass, and then this is stained teak. I think it's really, really great. It's kind of a mid-century modern feel.
No, I wouldn't say it's a mid-century element at all.
House,
This
which
is
I
a
love.
lovely living room back
Yes.
here. And again, unbelievable views.
Another living room. Do you see what I'm saying? You just put 3 living rooms right next to each other. These are all effects of a decision that was made very early on that forced all these tiny rooms, and these rooms are tiny for how high the ceilings are. This should have been a library, a bar. This is, again, a very, very good location, because from this spot, you get downtown LA views from this corner, and you get Century City views. So it's really prime real estate, but you just chopped it up.
Say
If
a
this
little
was
bit.
in a regular house, this would be a full-size
Exactly.
living room.
But it's not a regular house. It's a massive white box mansion. If you want to do these ugly white box mansions right, you need to give that massive volume to them. That's why people want them. But now you have a huge, long, narrow, formal living space that at least half of it is unusable. And then you have this other room in this corner that you don't know what to do with because it's just like the other one and you didn't give it any utility. It's just way too choppy for this white box mansion design.
The scale of this house, it feels like it's one of the smaller areas just because
It's
everything
like, what
else,
is this? Yeah.
everything else is so grand. All the furniture is custom for the house.
Oh my God. I could not have done a worse job staging this property if I had tried. It's just so bad. The staging, the choice of furniture, it's so typical. And then this round shaped couch, they just didn't know what to do with it. And they just put the semicircle shape. Horrible. I hate the furniture in this property.
Should we go to the kitchen?
Let's go to the kitchen.
Okay.
And the dining room was back up there, right?
Yes, the dining room's up there. Wherever you want.
No, let's do
Go
the
into
kitchen.
here?
Let's
Okay.
do the kitchen.
So this kitchen,
Is one of the worst kitchens I've ever seen. Pay attention to how small it is And again, choppy layout. Do you see what I'm saying? This design might work well in a Spanish home, right? That you got this room, character room, but that only works because each room is very ornate. But when you execute that layout, that choppy layout in a modern white box, it just does not look good. This kitchen is not inviting. It doesn't connect with the rest of the house. I mean, it's connecting to the formal living space. It's just way off. Way off.
German kitchen, all Miele appliances. It has a Dornbracht sink. You have the most beautiful marble. This is my favorite piece of marble that I've seen.
I don't mind the marble. I think they got the palette right with the veins and the cabinet colors. But again, to me, it's a useless kitchen. Why would anyone want to go to the kitchen and then walk out to the formal living space? It's so stupid. The layout is so stupid.
If you're sitting here and you like to cook, you have no houses that you can see in your view, which I think is so fabulous.
Let's talk about the privacy. I give the privacy of this property a 10. You're set back from the street with a private driveway, and not a single house looks into your property. To me, the ideal type of a property you would build on this lot would be an amazing family home. You could have really achieved $100 million exit on this property, on this lot, if you had built the right home on it. And they just did not. Former owner was a plastic surgeon, I believe, who, wanted to build a dream house, like a party house, just butched it. I would have loved to see the proper family house on this promontory. It would have been a bidding war over this lot because you're on a named street, completely private promontory with the best views in LA. Screwed up, like complete screw up.
Okay.
Wherever you take us.
All right. It's so big. It's like, where do you want to roam to?
Now you're thinking, Arvin, I know it's too late to change the architectural style, build a different home. If you were to help, what would you recommend them to do? He just needs to really turn this modern to a warm modern. The white marble floors are not helping. You need to make it way more boho, way more earthy, warmer floors. You can do hardwood floors. You really need to make this a character modern instead of a kind of a white box modern.
So this is a little den and bar area. You can see the koi pond outside.
Great. This should have been the office. They've put the bar in the room that gets the worst view. Do you see what I'm saying? Just the layout arrangement is completely off. They've done an amazing job utilizing the lot. And I talk a lot about lot utilization in my channel, right? And I love the fact that all the rooms open to the outside. You have great setbacks. You capture the views the best. But did you first decide to build a modern house and then you decided to give the best lot utilization to it? Or did you first decide, you know what, I want to make sure I get the best utilization from this lot and then choose the architectural style? If you first choose the architectural style, that's already telling me you're more over form than functionality. The proper approach of making the house most livable, where you fall in love with it when you're inside of it, not just when you look at it from the outside, is really looking at what layout would really do the lot and the view justice, and then going back and be like, okay, what architectural styles would fit this layout?
So I was talking to the owner of the house and he told me that he did everything. He took over and he said his interior design lessons came from Pinterest.
We can see that. It's clear. It's very clear that you didn't have a proper interior designer. You go buy a $16 million lot that one of the best promontories is in LA, and you don't hire consultants, proper architects, you don't hire proper interior designers. You should be getting second, third opinions on everything if you're spending this much money.
Actually, yes, these planters. So the owner is a dermatologist, but he cares a lot about the details.
I think he brought that from his dermatology office because that's something you would see in a dermatologist's office.
One other thing that I love about this beautiful bar is the lacquered ebony wood. I'm a huge lacquered fan. I love lacquered walls, lacquered anything.
Don't use lacquered. It's just not in right now. You could use it maybe in a cigar room, a sophisticated man's office. It's just not considered a luxury or ultra luxury finish.
And this is book matched. So you'll see the marble, the majority of, not all the marble, but I'm gonna say 95% of the marble in this house is book match marble, which I think is amazing because there's over $7 million of marble in this house.
Dude, you know, $1 million properties book match marble. It's not the most sophisticated rocket science, you know, Elon Musk shit. It's pretty simple.
Everything you look at just looks incredible.
By the way, you know, it doesn't even have a waterfall edge on this side. They didn't book match it over here.
So this is stunning. This is the formal dining room. Look at this beautiful, beautiful chandelier. This is a Terzani custom $247,500. $247,500 chandelier.
$250,000.
Murano glass.
It looks it though.
It looks like an alien spaceship. It's so off. I would never put this anywhere in a property.
And I just love the contrast of it. It's
Everything is so beautiful. Look outside the window.
It's like the jewelry accessory to the dining table.
I really like this dining room. How wide it is and how it opens up to the outside on one side and you got the wine room to the other side. But there's a small flaw in this room. This cabinet sticks out all by itself. It's just so cheap. Like, you can't just put a freaking cabinet sticking out by itself in that little corner. It just screws up the whole setup. You should have made it a wall. You should have made it a whole element out of it, not just like one cabinet sticking out by itself.
This house is all the flatware and the dishes when you have guests over.
Look, you have another one over here too. They just look so out of place. Each wall should have been built in, and then, you know, this would be part of that wall where you opens up. You could have your whatever you need for the dining room. Horrible, horrible design.
And then this piece of marble right here, this is Borghini marble from Italy. It's completely seamless. There's no seams in the marble.
Slab.
That's a nice slab.
So these beautiful planters lead us over. Of course, from the kitchen, you also have a top of the line butler's pantry, butler's kitchen. It leads you over from the dining room. You have your temperature controlled wine cellar. This is for the white wine, for the champagne.
Okay, I like the location. Again, it's not my vision of a wine room. I have a video on, I think, Jimmy Butler's wine room. He absolutely nailed his wine cellar. One of the most beautiful wine cellars I've ever seen, if not the most beautiful. This is just, you know, very modern again, not sophisticated. I'd like to see wine rooms a little bit more sophistication in them. This is, again, a party wine room.
So this is the home theater. When you close it, it gets very cozy. Right now, of course, we want to get the beautiful outdoors, so we see the windows.
This is perhaps my favorite part of the house, and the funniest part that it's not even on the view side, right? It's a movie theater. It shouldn't be, but I love the fact that it opens up to one side. This is technically your family room, by the way. They put 3 living arrangements next to each other in the formal and that little nook, and you would be hanging out here the whole time away from the view, because they never gave you a family room. Do you see how problematic this layout is?
This is 2 hearts, but one's broken because of how much money he spent on this house.
I love
so
it.
his heart broke over the cost of this house.
There's a lot of water features as well.
A lot of water features. He really wanted to capture the elements in this house, which is another thing that I think is amazing. You have views, you have fire, you have water. It's
so funny. All the developers in LA want to talk about fire, water, and air. Putting a freaking water feature by the front door and I don't know, fire feature coming out of the toilet, it doesn't give you, you know, feng shui and you know, earthy elements. It's about having the architectural style of the house be consistent with the elements on the inside of the house. Having a layout that surprises you but brings the whole, you know, all the rooms together. A place where each room you would want to spend time with, where you have an excuse to spend time in each room, and how it connects to the outside and inside. So this is the junior suite. So we'll switch it up in this bathroom. This has Brazilian marble, also book matched, as you will see. This is so disappointing because you had a good piece of marble to work with as an accent, but you decided to just put it everywhere to justify the exit price. And then when you used 3 different color woods, the door is a different color, wood frame around the mirror is a different color, and the cabinets underneath the sink is a different color. That's not the vibe I want when I take a shower. I kind of want to be feeling like I'm in nature. And having a marble shower does not give me the vibe that I'm in nature. Yeah, this is the junior suite. You have a beautiful sitting room. Again, the proportions are off. Why is this room so small? Do you see what I'm saying? The proportion of the rooms are horrible. So in the junior suite, you have a canopy bed. Oh my God. See, the bed is not even on the view side. This wall must have been structural, maybe a sheer wall where they had to have it. Why would your junior suite bedroom be tucked in this dungeon? They first paid attention to how to sit the house on the lot to get the best views from every angle, and not to how that would force the layout on the inside.
You have double water feature outside the window, which I think is super peaceful. When you open the door, you can hear the water.
Look how narrow that is. That's super, super narrow for like a junior suite. You know, you have no room getting out of your bed.
So let's show them that little powder room that you
Let's
saw.
do
That
it.
you were curious of what that was.
Take the camera in.
I mean, there's not really much to go in, is there?
No.
Yeah, you can call it a glam room, but let's be honest, this is going to be the drug room, right? Like that's where people are going to go to do drugs. The reason that this room even exists is because probably the architect didn't want the dining room to show itself right away when you open the door, to attention to be towards the view. And then when you walk in, the dining room will reveal itself to the right.
Let's show you this room.
It's empty.
It's empty. Do you know what this room is? What would you think?
Maybe a gym?
It could be a gym.
What is it?
It's a garage.
Yeah, I think they designed this as a garage, but if you have a 6-ton vehicle coming over this marble back and forth after years, I'm pretty sure the marble is going to crack. To me, it's could have been a decent place to put the gym or a Pilates and maybe a spa, because we really haven't seen a spa.
Let's go up.
Okay.
I'm going up in the elevator.
You are?
Yeah.
Are you?
Yeah.
Is it down here?
Feeling
Yeah.
brave?
I'm going in.
I'll see you up there.
See you up there.
Should I show you this beautiful bathroom real quick before we go up?
Yeah, let's leave him.
Where are you
We'll
going?
leave it without him, but this is just one bathroom. This is one of my favorite spots in the house, actually, because you see the koi pond. You feel like you're in a resort in Bali.
Okay, this is an interesting place to put a powder room, but the fact that is you got Venetian plaster next to wood paneling and marble, to me that's not a palette. It just looks completely off. And then the fake live wall is also very obvious. So I'm not digging that either next to the koi pond.
You have to catch this view, because this is where this part gets me excited. When I do the tour, I get excited in this moment, because you're walking up and you just start to see this amazing view. And even though it's a foggy day, I love the foggy days personally, and I just think it's so gorgeous.
I think this has more character than just blue sky.
That's not fog, that's pollution, guys. Come on. No, trust me, a clear day in LA is 10 times better. That's what you want, okay?
And look how gorgeous this looks.
The
You
living
can
wall.
see, yep.
I didn't even notice that until I came
It's
up
not
here.
living.
It's so fake and it's so obvious. When you put a really cheap finish next to some more, decent finishes, it makes everything look cheap. Such a huge mistake. They just try to differentiate themselves, right? I think halfway through the project, they're like, this is really cold. This is a really cold white box. What do we do with it? Let's put some fake plants in there to make it look more earthy.
Of course, all the guest rooms are en suite, as they should be. But you can see here, you have a different view.
They didn't even know where to put the bed, so they had to put a round bed. Do you see what I'm saying? Like when they designed this room, they just, overall design, okay, this is the right dimension for a room, but where are we going to put the bed? Oh, crap, we don't have the wall to put it, and we can't put it against the freaking glass. Let's just put a round bed there and call it a day.
They all have spectacular views, which I think is amazing. Look at this. Look at all the trees.
Horribly staged. What is this? Glass desk? Horribly designed. Again, they just did not know what to do with this room whatsoever.
Another bathroom again.
Again, same spa-ish
Yep, same
feeling,
spa, open feel. Also, if you can see right now, there's a little bit of shine. You'll see it more as we go throughout the house, but there's 24 karat gold powder in the floor mixed in with the paint.
Oh my God, how could you be so freaking stupid? Why would you put 24 karat gold on your hardwood floors? To me, it comes across as somebody just wanted to waste a lot of money and just, make the contractors really rich, like bunch of contractors. How can we spend a lot of money and have a really crap product because we don't care what the product sells at the end, but just invoice me really, really expensive bills because I just like to waste my money. The base color of the wood you didn't get right, and then you try to put gold dust on it.
So as you continue to walk, you see again how open it is, because now you're on the second level. Look at the beautiful chandelier here, the door.
You really get a feeling of how grandiose this is.
Can you spot the other flaw? think about it. Remember this. You're going to find out very soon. In about 5 minutes, you're going to see a major flaw coming.
So come in here. We have another guest room. Ensuite, of course. Book match marble.
Okay, I'm really glad they have at least 3 bedrooms on the east side of the second floor. You want to have at least 4 or 5 bedrooms on the second floor of a property of this caliber to attract the family demographic.
Really
And then
is.
here again with the reflective materials, mirrored glass.
Okay, it doesn't have a walk-in closet. The last one was kind of like tucked in. For a caliber of this type of a property, ultra luxury, 80, 70, 90 million dollar property, you better have walk-in closets for at least 3-4 of the secondary bedrooms.
So I'll show you this other guest room over here. This is what the owner calls his baby room. It's right off the primary bedroom, but this is his baby room if he had a child.
Okay, that's pretty smart. You want to have 1 bedroom close to you if you have a younger child, and then you can have the other bedrooms away from you on the same floor, but away from you to give them privacy.
And this building here is the guest house.
This is the guest house.
How
so
much
crazy.
land is this property set on?
It's over an acre. It's over 50,000 square feet, and the house itself has 24,000 square feet.
I really like how she knows everything about the property. Amazing. 90% of the agents don't even know the basic stuff, but she's actually very much so on top of all the stats, all the finishes, the names, everything. I'm very impressed.
So you have another bathroom in here.
Nice
So,
tub.
as we explained, as I said before, most of the marble in the house is book matched. This has this beautiful Brazilian marble, also with the wood that was added here, again for more privacy.
Okay, by far the best bathroom in the house. I mean, $87 million asking, and the baby room has the best bathroom. It's ridiculous, but you have a right balance of material. You have just a little bit of marble. You have wood paneling, kind of gives you a little bit of privacy, but you see glimpse of palm trees in the background. That's a nice place where you would want to take a bath, right?
We got to show this, okay, because I love this door.
Bye.
Come push it open because it's not that heavy.
Look at that.
Come back.
I'm coming.
Beautiful brass door. Isn't it cool?
And it's like on a gyro.
I just feel like it's like a little piece of jewelry to bring you into your primary suite.
Spectacular.
So this is
Whoa.
the primary wing of the residence.
Beautiful.
Very spacious.
TV that hides itself.
TV that comes down. There's an electric fireplace. Also another little fire pit outside.
Did you notice the flaw? The primary bedroom doesn't have the best view in the property. It actually has one of the worst views. It doesn't get downtown LA view. It doesn't get Century City view. It's getting the Wilshire Corridor view. Do you know why? Because they decided to give double height ceilings on that formal narrow living space, and it killed the prime location for the primary bedroom. What a freaking stupid mistake you could do. Like, if you're designing the house for The Bachelor, a person who paid $87,777,000 for this property is to wake up with his girl, open the windows, and boom, you got downtown LA view, or at least Century City view. But this is like off center. The bed is off center to the view. It's not even facing the view. Horrible. Again, horrible decision making.
And then we come in the primary master bathroom.
Wow. Oh, and look, you can go from the master into the
should we
bathroom.
go out
from
there?
Yeah, let's go out.
Yes. Walking through the shower, no big deal. Yeah,
It's
okay.
enormous.
The pool is enormous. It's 110 feet long.
The backyard is enormous. The side setbacks are enormous. The swimming pool is enormous. This is one of the best promontories in LA, I'm telling you. On one of the best streets in LA. You know, Artie, about maybe 4 years ago, one of his big mega projects that he ended up selling very quickly, I want to say for $75 million, was on Sorbonne. And it had half as good of this lot. First of all, the house was not level to the backyard. It was a classic upside down house. And then the views were nowhere as good as these views. Again, this property could have easily exited $150 million exit if it had the right architect, right team working on it. It did not. And that's why it sold at auction.
So I'm just going to talk about the closets real quick before
Yes.
we move on. You have dual closets with Terzani chandelier, all Italian again. Everything is so beautiful. And then look inside here.
Okay, I like the fact that there's a his and her closet, but to be honest, for this price caliber, both closets will go to her. And, you know, he would need at least a closet this size. So it doesn't have too much closet space, I would say. It's definitely on the lower spectrum of how much you would need for a property of this caliber.
Right now, this is used as a massage room, but personally, if I lived here, I would expand this and make like a beautiful seating area with more of a closet.
Yes, you could turn this into a closet, but it wouldn't be an efficient closet, because from one wall you're entering, two other walls you got folding glass, and then you got one wall to hang your stuff on. So ideally, this was an office, maybe a gym. You're really handicapping this room if you make it a closet.
Look how beautiful this is. Just the view of the guest house.
Okay, let's talk about the guest house. It definitely, you know, checkboxes your guest house, but it's nothing special because the main house really blocks the view.
Waterfall dripping down water feature over here to this beautiful lounge area.
I love that.
I love that.
So how do you get to it?
So you go in the guest house, there's stairs, and you walk right down. But I think this is such a creative, great use of space.
Yeah, you also destroy the privacy of your primary suite balcony, right? Your guests would be looking right into your, you know, spa balcony of your primary suite.
Now we're gonna go up to the rooftop.
This is by far the nicest rooftop we've ever seen.
Dude, this is the worst rooftop I've ever seen. What are these benches? Like, are we at a park in Guangzhou? Like, hanging out? Come on. It's just like seating arrangements after seating arrangements. Like, you have 6, 7 different tribes coming in, but you don't want them to intermingle. It's a horrible design.
Look how cool this is. The owner designed these. I think they're so fun. This is on the roof, guys. No one even, people don't even see this.
Oh my God, more fake freaking plants. Horrible.
Absolutely beautiful.
Isn't it gorgeous?
It's so inviting.
Okay, a really cool backyard. You have a massive swimming pool, infinity edge on the view side. But I want to ask a question to you architects. What the hell happened to you guys? I remember in university, I used to look at architectural kids doing projects. So inspiring, outside of the box design, Picasso-like inspiration, complete freedom. But then when you guys come out to the workforce, you either start turning out freaking white box matchstick designs like a Xerox at a IBM facility, or you design these stupid heavy form that have, you know, really architectural crazy elements like the snake house in Utah with no utility whatsoever. Where this property went wrong, the architect failed to imagine. What I would have recommended for this lawn was a free-form design, like what Artie does. A free-form design could have captured the entire lot, have given amazing lot utilization. Imagine a nest that doesn't have a beginning or an end, doesn't have a facade, back facade, front facade. It's just its own identity. This was the place to experiment. This was the location to go all out. This was to have your wet dreams of as an architect. This was your chance. You had it. And you gave me a white freaking box. If you like this video, you will also like this video. If you haven't subscribed, I want to hit 100,000 subs before 2025. I only have a month to do it. I would really appreciate your help. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the comments.